What's up, everybody? I'm ZWade, the ZWade, and ZWade Photo. And we're going to look at the image samples from the Nikkor Z 24-200 f4.6.3. So I absolutely hate variable aperture because I'm very particular in how I shoot, and I like to have control. And whenever I don't have control, I don't like it. If you hear some weird sounds, it's because I have cough drops in. My throat is very scratchy, but that's not going to slow me down. So we're not going to run the promo today. We're just going to jump right into this. A couple of points about shooting this lens in the field is the focus speed is acceptable, but it really kind of has a hard time in continuous autofocus. It has a hard time staying like where I want it. It kind of tries to find everything, and it's just like, you know, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, and it gets kind of annoying. So this was supposed to be test shots, but it turned into me trying to get pictures of bumblebees that are gathering pollen to make honey on our fruit tree, our miscellaneous fruit tree, because I don't know what grows there, but it grows multiple fruits. So let's get into this first shot here. This was shot at 320th of a second. This does have VR, 160 ISO, f6.3 because we're zoomed in all the way. It kind of looks soft. No way, really? I can totally handhold stuff and it be sharp at 200th of a second, no problem. I've handheld stuff with the in-body image stabilization down to 80th of a second, no problem. This is a little better. And it's a slower shutter speed. But it's... those don't look good. That one looks kind of soft too. 200th of a second should not be a problem. This lens has in-body image stabilization. Or it has the lens itself has stabilization, and you have the in-body image stabilization, which I know is better. This is why I have no problem shooting at 1/200th of a second. Don't tell me this lens just isn't that sharp. I'm only going in like 100%. Huh. At 6.3 even, every lens does pretty good at 6.3. Are you kidding? Sorry, I'm not saying much. I'm trying to figure out... I'm gonna hold my comment, but I'm getting a little frustrated. I mean, this lens isn't mine. I'd be really mad if I bought this, and... that's a little better. It seems it's just soft. Is this a bad copy, or does this lens suck? Let me know in the comments below if you've shot this. Like, does it look like this? Like, it just looks kind of soft. At 6.3, it should be tack sharp. .500th of a second. This looks decent. Maybe it's a big front heavy. Maybe... no, absolutely not. It should not... The color saturation is nice. It's very close to like accurate. It's a little more saturated than than nature, which is a good thing to me. Maybe it's this thing's just doesn't focus good, because these look kind of sharp. Maybe it's the focus. I'm in continuous at this, or maybe I'm still in single point. I don't know, but maybe it's not a lens sharpness issue. No, it is. It's just kind of soft. Which is okay. Sharpness isn't everything, but for $1,000, you know, I kind of want it. This is where I start figuring out that bees are getting in here. So I'm going to pop away from this. And I'm just going to find like some really good ones and delete all these crappy ones. Okay. I've gone and weeded through all the crap and the missed focus stuff, and I just want to say that even at 1/1600th of a second, this lens still doesn't look particularly sharp. And so we know that it's not necessarily a VR problem. It's probably a mixture between it not being a particularly fine autofocusing lens and it's just not particularly sharp. And so we're just going to run through these because they're not sharp. Some of them are just missed, but it was a cool experience. So, like I said, I wish this was much sharper, but it's not. I cropped this in. It's just soft here. It does grab the details. They're just not super sharp. So it's like a soft detail. Like, I don't know. That doesn't even make sense, but... There's one that's pretty good. Like, yeah, see? This is right on it, but it's just soft. I kind of really don't like this lens, which is strange because pretty much every Z lens has got something great going on for it. And it's like, yeah, this is right. No, this is way too expensive. This lens needs to be like $500 if they need to simplify the construction to get it there. Fine. Or just, you know, or they should have gone with a lower cost construction. They can't redo it now, but it's already out there. See, it's all right. It just ain't $1,000 worth, you know. I really hate whenever Nikon drops the ball. But they totally lost the plot on this lens. It is way too expensive. It is over-designed. It's got a ton of glass in it. And that's what makes it expensive. But this lens is not good enough to justify the over-engineering that went into it. Look at this. Look at this shit. It's... 1/1000th of a second. It's just not good. It's not motion blur. This is probably due to its focusing. Like, it can't figure out what it wants to do. All these dick flowers. I'm probably too close for this to be a fair judgment because I'm like right at like 5 meter or half a meter. Okay, 1/400th of a second, 6.3, 125 ISO. It's just dirty. It's just a dirty lens. Like, it's not crisp. Like, Z glass is really crisp and clear. It's just kind of a dirty fucking lens. I'm glad I didn't buy this thing. This doesn't even deserve to be in a kit. Maybe if it was $500. Bring the price of the kit down to the Z5 kit down to like, oh, I don't know, maybe $1,600. Give this lens away for $300, $200 savings. It's saying that this is not a $900 lens. You can get so much good stuff for that kind of money, you know? Get some older stuff and adapt it. And I don't even like adapting. It just doesn't look good. It's not a good looking lens. Yeah, it's flat. I did some work to this one already. And even after doing work to it, it's just... the tones aren't particularly inspiring. This one, underexposed, is okay. I had my ISO at low. That's why it says 80 ISO. Drop it down below 100. And then you get tones. It's just this lens doesn't stand on its own 2 feet. It just really doesn't. I could never rely on this. Let's see if it looks good in black and white. It's actually not bad in black and white. So we got one thing going for it. Yeah. Well, it renders nice in black and white. The color saturation is okay, but like the tones of Lolly's fur look better on every other piece of Z glass than this one. But there are Z glass lenses that don't look nearly as good as this in black and white. Well, it's not a total loser, I guess. Let's do like a real. It's a radial filter. Or radial gradient, whatever. Well, it looks pretty good in black and white, but I don't even like this lens enough to go out and do like some walk around with it. It's going to go right back in the box. You know, they can't all be winners, but this is by far the worst Nikon Z lens that I've shot so far. I hope that this lens is just a dud, but I really need your guys' help in the comment section to let me know if you have used this lens. Was your experience like mine? Because from my perspective, this lens is kind of a turd. Well, I guess that's a wrap of this episode of Friday Gear Reviews. I'm ZWade, the ZWade, and ZWade Photo. And please, for the love of God, rent this lens before you buy it.